Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Darksiders 2. Please subscribe and click that notification bell. So, we've only got probably a little bit left in this dungeon to do. We're going to fight the boss and then go check out what the room on the first floor was about that we couldn't access, it seems, until we fought the boss. And this is just walking us straight down into an arena. Will this be a boss that has a Nintendo style element to it, or will this just be a boss that has a significant amount of health? I imagine it'll just be a significant amount of health, but it's kind of hard to know. It could be either. We run in here. Revive the Pharisee, defeat the Pharisee. I suppose there'll be a slight question about whether he is affected by corruption or not. We haven't seen any corrupted people for a long time. Which, in all honesty, the second half of this game really is just a different game altogether. Let's see. I could probably just, like, if I'm ever gonna do this, I might as well just do this now. He summoned a bunch of skeletons, which is not really gonna affect me too much. He's about dead, and I didn't even have to really use any health bars. It's funny, the character... So, is he going into my arm? Interdiction. Use interdiction to summon a summoning circle to summon a dead lord. Dead lords can pass through the gates and interact with objects. Dead lords will automatically attack your enemies. Dead lords turn to stone to weigh down pressure plates. Well, we've certainly seen how that could be useful. Interesting. Equip interdiction and press right trigger on the summoning circle. And I don't think we're ever going to get up there. It kind of looks funny because this almost looks like it's a doorway to a different dimension, but I don't think that was the point. So if I'm standing here and I do that, let's see. So you have to summon them on a circle and then command them. And if I've got only one or two of those, let's see. I may never actually get to a point where I need to use more than one of these guys. I thought it might be something closer to just copying yourself, but this works well too. Alright, so we need to look at the map, which I really, really wish the map was its own thing, so that I could press the back button and hit it, or like you really don't need the pause screen to immediately go to the map. If I hold the back button, maybe that takes us to the map. Let's try this. We're over here. We're gonna, let's see. what do I have equipped? That's what's equipped. We're over here. If I hold the back button, it does take me to the menu. Jeez, I wish the game would have told me that. And so we just summon him anywhere and then put him there. And what level is he? 16? And he'll fight for me. Apparently. But he won't arrive or be in a room. So the ability to use them as a backup is pretty limited. Seems like there should be a case there, and there isn't. No chest there. There's weapons everywhere. Let's convince all of these people to die. There you go. How'd you like one of these? Seems to say that there should be a chest here. So maybe there's an underground passage under all of this. Might as well refill my health. So after that big fight, which wasn't much of a fight, probably because I was on easy, but it also felt like a easier fight than fighting the knight character, who should have been a sub-dungeon mid-boss that we should have fought a lot earlier. Like, this is a really short dungeon that, again, if some of the elements from other dungeons were just merged together to give you a bigger experience, I would have preferred that. Like, I don't think I can put him somewhere if he's not in the room with me. There's a chest here. So do I actually have to like We've got another Soul Arbitrator's seal just written on the wall. Ah, here's a summon circle right here in the corner. I'm trying to find a balance between spending way too much time on this and a reasonable amount of time. And every time I summon him, he's probably going to say something, which is going to prove to be partially annoying. Alright. And I imagine maybe... Let's see. So it'd be interesting to see the Arbiter actually fight those guys, but he's not actually fighting them. Instead, what he's doing is just sitting there. So let's resummon him. And let's have some fun. Filling in my wrath. Arcane. So it's almost as if the previous fight with the Pharisee was just a joke fight. Let's go. Summon this. And summon the Murder of Crows. And let's see. He is fighting. That was a nice big fight. And I need to be careful about collecting any dropped things. Interesting, he's a ghost and yet he still totally stands on things. I want to be careful to collect every little weapon, every little thing. And I think I'm good, so unless there's something that says you can't fast travel out of a dungeon when a gate is up, I probably could have just fast traveled out of the dungeon after I'd collected all of those elements. Suppose anywhere there could have been anything I missed. I have this new possessed double scythe. Do we have anything besides that that is possessed? No. So I want to look through everything and feed things, I imagine. Increase strength but reduce defense. Let's see, what is our strength right now? Yeah, I'll equip that. I don't know why. We'll just try something different. And so our current possessed double thing can't be used. We were, I think, trying to upgrade this. And Wrath on Crit is good. Or I could take Defense as a new thing. So if I was to take Defense, Arcane, and Strength as our first sacrifice, and then more defense, and more defense, and experience won't work, defense and strength. Do I have anything else that's frost damage and wrath on crit? That would work too, as some of this frost damage stuff would be very helpful. We're going for white and green things. They really didn't explain this system at all. Sacrifice that. So damage goes up, frost damage stays the same, health on crit, health on execute. Now we can increase our defense, or our strength, or our critical damage, or arcane. I think we want defense. And then let's come back. This would be better in every way over this now. So there's really no reason not to just equip this and then try and upgrade it some more. So this defense, well, let's take a moment and look at our hammer and see if we can upgrade this any too. This would increase defense if I took the possessed double size, but I don't think that's worth it. This would increase defense a little bit. This would increase our frost damage, so we'll take that. This defense goes a little bit, and this defense goes a little bit. And I don't think we have anything else that would even help. Well, this defense would push it over the edge, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Instead, if we take this defense would upgrade ourselves completely. So we sacrifice a sacrifice thing, and this could push our defense up more, or this could lower our frost damage. So that probably wasn't a smart move, but whatever. Like every time I fed a possessed weapon into another possessed weapon, it doesn't seem like that's the right move. But the rest of these seem like they are going to be sold. We're slowly making a case for potentially leveling up. Let's see, maybe we could start upgrading this. We could give it Wrath on Crit and Wrath on Crit. That and that. I'll take critical damage 25% and then critical damage is green. Health per kill. Arcane, a critical chance. So, critical chance or arcane critical damage. I don't know what arcane is in the instance of an arcane critical damage. So let's take it. And this is still a level 16 weapon. So, like, I will be able to equip this at level 17. It's a level 17 weapon, not level 16. I was looking at the wrong thing. And we could throw arcane in there. But the rest of these, not really needed. And so we'll see if we can just sell them. We still have the Sorcerer's Talisman. We still have the Blood Talisman. We still have relics to sell. We now have Interdiction that actually works and is equipable. And we're just waiting for that next level up. So, our current mission is the Judicator. And he is here. So, just fast travel here. I'm trying to think in the world, is there some reason, or like, would there be a good reason to go back Let's see. Like, I know in the Forge Lands there's one place where this ability would be useful. But in this area, I'm not sure there is any place like that. Killing these guys is going to give me a pathetic amount of money. Yeah, so it's not really worth your time. And you get knocked down. 4, 5, 6. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits to kill the guys. So we're staying on the curb, but they definitely want you to have an experience where you have to at least hit the A button a few times. It's not one-hit kills. Interesting. So is this some kind of like like if I try to walk this way, he'll just go down. Alright. So they've walled off where you can go and what you can do. Hit that switch. Let's see. Let's go up here. Man, this game would really benefit from just a better engine, better camera. Just don't make me like. I did not realize how much I did not like games that are like this, where you're having to babysit the camera and that is 50% of your gameplay experience. But yeah, my hand is my right thumb is spending its entire life in this game moving the camera back and forth. So we keep hearing this sound, and I'm not 100% sure what the sound is supposed to represent. Another Arbitrator's Soul. Yeah, and another little puzzle thing that could have easily been in a dungeon, and like it could have just been a doorway, something a little simpler. Seems like. Alright, there's. How can I shoot that though? Like I cannot shoot the stone, so I have to come over here, open this chest. How much of this content would be better used if it wasn't for the loot? How many of these platforms were only commissioned and paid for because of the loot mechanism? Like, I would tend to think quite a bit of it. Like, either would have been left on the cutting room floor, or would have, I don't know, like, definitely can't shoot this guy to death. We're getting little bits of health. There's just nobody in this vast empty area. And that's where we started this game too, is we were on a hill very similar to this in some world looking for the Crowfather, a character that we never learned anything about. Let's see, there's the Soul Arbiter's maze. At the very least we know where it is now. I really don't see a reason to go to the Soul Arbiter's maze, however, until we have what at least seems like the entire collection of all of these secrets. Like 7 levels. And we got some new bits of things that we won't use. How come I can fight what felt like 50 enemies in a small room, but I get one enemy on the big empty field? That's weird. It doesn't equal. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, it feels like multiple teams not communicating. One team saying, oh, our engine can only handle one person every several square kilometers, and another engine going, oh no, actually you can, the engine can handle 50 people in 1 square kilometer. Alright. I've got to remember now I can just hold the back button to get to the map. But it also takes you. So that's the City of the Dead. So I imagine even if we were to try to go to the City of the Dead, we couldn't do anything. There was a bridge earlier at the beginning of the map where there was what looked like invisible chests. Maybe my new talisman to see invisible bloodless might help with that. I'm trying to get off my horse and it's not even really helping me do that. It's not responding to the left and right bump at the same time. Yeah, we're still getting a very pathetic amount of gold. Flying rocks in the sky, and mostly a skybox. Maybe this is the opposite of the Forge Lands in the fact that in the Forge Lands you did kind of always see large amounts of water, large amounts of mountains, large amounts of greenery everywhere. It could be that in those sections the game was struggling to animate all of that, and that they were pushing their graphics to the limits. It's possible. But that doesn't really impress me much, because modern standards you can pretty easily do a skybox and make things look really, really nice. Let's see, where am I going if I go this way? There's still one more ability, which might still be a double jump. This ability certainly didn't play itself out like I thought it was. I thought I was gonna actually clone myself. I guess we also are gonna get that teleport ability at some point, which implies to me we're going back to the Forge Lands. Man, this game really is starting to feel like it is the full length of Borderlands 1 while missing some major elements of Borderlands 1. There's a problem in making a game that... There's some health on execute, by the way. Making a game where you can run everywhere and do almost anything. It allows for very schizophrenic playing. Just a lack of focus, lack of a strong narrative to desire to and guiding. We were in a previous section that had a puzzle. I still haven't figured out how to solve that puzzle, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around what that's gonna be. Let's come down and go this way and go here. This really is too much work to make all of that climbing and all of that action be just built around the idea of collecting one chest, which I assume maybe it's around the idea of collecting more than one chest. It might be around the idea of collecting a couple. And see, that feels like that would need a double jump to reach, so I'm gonna have to come back to this area. Every time I decide to go in a different direction and play the game the way I want to play it, I'm definitely getting punished. The game is laughing at me for wasting my time. And I'm not enjoying that part. I'm definitely not enjoying that. And while we were doing all of that, skeletons are respawning. I want to take a moment before we wrap up here, because it's been yet another 30 minutes. The time just flies. We've got another weapon. We have 6 stones of power, so when we get back to Gorn, or whatever his name is, we could increase our power. And we have 6 of these, so we can increase that. We've also got some things to sell. If we come over to the map and we look at the Book of the Dead, there's 4 more pages of the Book of the Dead for chapter 2, which seems weird because, like, it feels like to get chapter 4, which I believe there's a chapter 4, it feels like I would have to maybe run to special locations throughout the entire game. And maybe that is what the teleporter ability is going to be, is we'll unlock it right at the end of the game and it says run around and get the final pages of the Book of the Dead, and that'll give you some more items. There's only 14 more Mystic Stones, there's 15 more Power Stones, and we haven't seen a single Resistance Stone at all. Which tells me again that there's probably more to happen. We're 17 hours into this game. Like, Borderlands was, I suppose, closer to an 100-hour game because of the new game plus and all that. There's still two abilities also to unlock, but definitely feels like it's trying to be a game like that. I still feel like Borderlands came out slightly after this game. If not, this game would have failed more. Not a lot of people were sticking with this game. So yeah, these chests were the ones that were invisible. And if we went back to the Tree of Death, we could go back to the Forge Lands, but this is not really the time to do that. At a certain point, we'll have to make that decision, and I'm not sure the game is going to be super obvious about that either. Anyways, it's been another 30 minutes. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. If you want to support me even further, gift me a game on Steam. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.